Hey guys, this is JD with the Figgy Pop Collector channel, and I'm here with my friend Gabe.
What's up?
And today we actually got done just watching Captain America: A Brave New World, and you know what? We have some thoughts on this movie.
Starting transmission.
So I'm gonna put spoilers right here on the screen. Somewhere you'll see spoilers. Just know there'll be a lot of spoilers here, so we're actually gonna be doing that in this review. Give me your thoughts. What did you think of the movie?
I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of hills and valleys in between some really good scenes with Anthony Mackie and like the other supporting cast, Carlos Esposito, Harrison Ford, and the scenes that he had in character of Sam Wilson with those other characters. Those scenes were really good. Those scenes elevated the movie above my expectations.
Okay.
Scenes in between those, however, there were some silly scenes and some valleys, if you will, where it was more like of and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, instead of because this happened, which is in my opinion a better way to tell a story.
All right. So my thing is, this movie is pretty much the Incredible Hulk Part 2. I'm going to be very honest about that. Very little Captain America stuff really going on. And I think actually with this movie, you don't really have to watch many of the other movies. I mean, as long as you watched Endgame, you know that Sam Wilson became Captain America. And then the other part is the Incredible Hulk movie. Because a big portion of this movie, and you get a good little summary at the beginning of the movie that pretty much summarizes the Incredible Hulk movie. So you get enough of that there too. Do you need to watch anything else like Falcon and Winter Soldier? I don't think so. Do you think you need to watch anything else?
Well, I would say yes, watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier just to get a framing for yourself of how Sam as Captain America, going from the Falcon to Captain America, is kind of dealing with the weight of the shield and the title, and how his character develops from there. Because that show really helped like grow his character out of I don't belong as Captain America to I'm trying to accept myself as being Captain America. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because I think that's probably the only part you really want to get. You'll probably get out of watching Falcon and Winter Soldier. For most part, everything else is very self-explanatory. What did you think of the fight scenes?
The fight scene's pretty cool. The whole action scene at the beginning of the movie, that was really cool with Captain America Eagle One.
Eagle One, yeah.
Just kind of flying around.
They're actually getting, so the big part of this movie too, like the MacGuffin of this movie is adamantium, and there's a piece of it that was stolen by Sidewinder from the Serpent Society.
Carlos Esposito's character.
Yeah, who actually replaced what was his name, Rollins?
Oh, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, who was originally going to play pretty much the same character, but they actually got rid of his character in the movie. So you don't see him at all. So if you found any action figures out there of that character or the Happy Meal toys from last year, you might want to grab those because the character doesn't exist anymore. Those are actually kind of rare. All right, this is the editor, John, here coming in. Basically, I kind of goofed up a little bit right there in my speech. It wasn't the figures of Seth Rollins' character in the Happy Meal toys. It was actually Diamondback's character. So in this movie, we're supposed to have King Cobra, played by Seth Rollins. At least he's rumored to be King Cobra. And it was supposed to be Rosa Salazar, who was supposed to be cast as Diamondback. And her character made it pretty much throughout most of the movie because, like I said, there is a Happy Meal toy with this character in there. She's a character with the pink hair, so that's who that's supposed to be. So, yep, that's what it is. Rosa Salazar and Seth Rollins were supposed to be in this movie. And I kind of want to put that in here because I kind of said the names wrong. I got them all mixed up in the original recording of this video. Oh, well. But without further ado, let's get back to the video. All right. So, fight scenes wise,
they're really good. I remember the action scene though. It was, like you said, they were after the adamantium, which they disclosed later in the movie. It was stolen from the Japanese consulate. Captain America was sent to retrieve it. And there's this huge action scene of him beating up like a bunch of soldiers, showing the new Wakandan wings and all that. I thought the fight choreography was pretty good too. They had two scenes of him not using like all the technology and just kind of fighting with the soldiers, right?
Yeah, they did. And that was more like the hand-to-hand combat. I mean, there's actually like two very big like fight scenes, which are very heavy, CGI heavy. And that's pretty much the battle over Celestial Island, which is actually probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, was that whole fight scene over Celestial Island with the new Falcon, with Captain America, and the fighter jets. You actually feel the intensity, the scope of how much of this fight actually means. And then of course, the final fight scene between Red Hulk and Sam Wilson. That's like super heavy
That was kind
CGI.
of scary too, because you remember the scene where he just like appears out of Sam when he had to shield up. He
Yes.
brings it down. He's like right there.
Oh, that was cool. Hey, there is one jump scare, and that is a really cool jump scare too. Yeah, because you don't expect it. Sam's like he's already beat up as you can believe, and at the last minute he's like, "Whoa, shoot!" And there's Red Hulk. And I think like people are saying this one is very reminiscent of Winter Soldier. I can see that. I see how it has that spy part of Winter Soldier, but I can also see that it just doesn't live up to the hype and expectations that we saw with Winter Soldier. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. It doesn't reach the heights of Winter Soldier, Civil War, kind of not even the first Avenger either. When I was watching the movie, I did get like the vibes of, like you said, the Winter Soldier with the leader's plan of
Yeah.
trying to turn everybody against the president and the other countries against the president rather, and it was very much framed in the same way. Zemo, is that his name?
Baron Zemo was Civil War, yeah, and then the side of what's the other one? Um, I can't remember the name from Winter Soldier. The one that's the robot. I'm trying blanks right now.
Oh God, I forgot his name too. But yeah,
Okay, yeah. So I would agree with those on those points with the Winter Soldier being similar, but not just not live it doesn't live up to a lot of those political thrillers. All right, next is like the cast. This movie, you know what? Believe that Anthony Mackie did an amazing job as the new Captain America.
killed it. He like just really quick. His like I was saying before, his scenes with the one-on-one scenes with like Harrison Ford and Carlos Esposito and even the Red Hulk kind of.
Yeah,
Like you could tell a great actor can act with his eyes, and he can really act not only with his eyes but with his body motions and things like that.
no, yeah, I totally agree. He is like probably the strongest part of the whole movie, and so I would say that he's like a plus tier on this movie. And with that, the new Joaquin Torres who plays the new Falcon, can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head. He did a pretty good job. You know, he's a comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
He's played pretty much the Sam Wilson character to what Steve Rogers was back in the other Captain America movies, where Sam Wilson was more the comic relief character. So Joaquin Torres' character kind of brings that in.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much to do. I wish we got a little more time with him just to watch that character grow. Because if he's going to be part of the Avengers, which is hinted at the end of the movie, then yeah, I would like to see more of that.
Yeah, he was. He said he brought a lot of levity to the movie, grounded like Captain America a little bit, gave him some pep talks.
And then with that, the other characters, the character who Ruth, who is Harrison Ford's security detail, who is in the comic books she's Sabra, but in this movie, yeah, and in the movie she is a Black Widow agent that's been like reformed. So
really cool. She in the Black Widow movie?
I don't think the actress was.
She just looks so familiar.
She does. She's actually a very popular actress, and I cannot for the life of me remember where else she's from either right now, off the top of my head. All right, the actor who plays Samuel Stearns, and I'll put his name right here. Again, I'm drawing a blank on this one. We just got out of the movie not too long ago too. So he played the leader. You know what? I actually like this version of the leader. He wasn't overpowerful like he is in the comics. What are you thinking?
Well, going back to like how this movie was clearly, even watching it, and we've all heard that. Well, if you hadn't heard, this movie was heavily re-edited, reshot, and all that as well. And in my opinion, I thought they kind of fumbled the leader a little bit. His characters kind of came off very weak in my opinion, and his motivations were just kind of paper thin. Like again, going back to what I said before, it was like, and then the leader showed up, and then he talked for 5 minutes about his plan, and then he did his plan, and then his plan was messed up and foiled, and then he had a backup plan.
Okay, I can see that, yeah, because his storyline does have a little bit of a big old plot holes in it. His character actually looks more, and I was a little spoilers for you guys. Is like this character actually looks more like the character from Invincibles. What's the guy's name? The guy can travel through multiple dimensions.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, his design looks like more like that, which is
I
actually
say the aliens from Mars Attacks.
now they do like the aliens from Mars Attack, but that's okay. If you guys watch Invincible, the scientist guy who actually has the time travel and be able to open up the portals. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head.
Escapes me. I don't know.
Starts with an M. Anyways, yeah, that character right there is the one who kind of his design actually looks a lot like his too, with the brain and kind of like engulfed brain and everything coming on the side of his head. I'm very curious that this is a new design for the leader because, like I said, there's Funko Pops of the figure, and he looks nothing like the way he looks in the movie. So the Funko Pops, he has hair, he has a mustache and everything. This version of him, nothing like that.
Clean shaven, bumpy head.
Yeah, one eyeball, one glowing eye.
I like the eyeball though. I like the glowing eyeball when he was in the shadows.
Yes,
That was he was cool looking.
And then last but not least, for characters, we had Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Does an amazing job replacing William Hurt, who had just recently passed away. So now, as a brand new Thunderbolt Ross, he did a great job, I think.
Yeah, like Harrison really doesn't phone it in when he's getting paid to do a role. So
yeah, I totally agree.
So yeah, he did a great job in the movie with the material that he had. I believe this character, and again, he had a great one-on-one moment with his daughter.
Oh yeah, so Liv Tyler does show up in the movie for a little bit for Betty Ross. Yeah, and yeah, I like their scenes. There's two scenes, one over the phone and one in-person scene that I think kind of shows the relationship they have.
Mm-hmm. Like he really turned it on. I think he was crying at the end.
I think he was too. Yeah,
or on the phone, like kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Harrison really did show up, and he gave a pretty good performance, a believable performance. Like you believed him, like when he was being honest with his daughter, trying to set up a walking date with her.
Yes. Yep.
And even when he's being like the hard ass president, the military president, trying to strong arm the world to come to the table to negotiate for the adamantium and all that.
There's a post-credit scene at the end of the movie, and this post-credit scene does pretty much set up the Avenger movies in a weird way. Is it worthy of watching? Kang shows up in the prison. So listen here. So Kang shows up. He brings his army of kings with ants. And Ant-Man too shows up too. And Ant-Man actually rescues Kang from the raft, and that leads into Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr. shows up too in a little sightseeing also.
He takes his tinfoil mask off.
And we're like, whoa. And it's actually not Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. It's actually the guy who played Doom in the Roger Corman Doomsday. Anyways, just kidding. No, the real thing is just basically it's Anthony Mackie talking to the leader.
Yes.
And it pretty much just gives a kind of a quick summary of like, there's another multiverse out there, and that's kind of it. I mean, it doesn't give anything else. It just kind of like a little teaser for what to come. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like there's much to it. If you didn't watch it, you didn't miss anything. What did you think?
Yeah, that's fair. Like you said, it's just a teaser to try to set up the Secret Wars, possibly Doomsday. They didn't reveal anything. It was just like Anthony Mackie saying, "Hey, I won that bet, huh?" And the leader retorts, "There's a whole." Basically said there's a multiverse out there, and something's coming to kill you, and you're not gonna be prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And so overall, would I say you should watch the end scene? Yes, if you are watching the whole storyline leading up to Secret Wars and Doomsday. But otherwise, if you're not and you're just watching the Captain America movie to watch it, I would say probably skip it.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
We'll look at it on YouTube.
Yeah, you can pretty much watch it on YouTube or TikTok right now. I bet you that end scene is everywhere. All right, so one of the big plot points in this movie is with the Red Hulk storyline, and the whole storyline with Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt Ross is that I believe it was in Civil War or somewhere around there. He actually had a heart attack.
Oh, in the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they framed it.
Yes.
Like a little bit after Civil War, maybe after Endgame. They
Yeah.
didn't really give a specific time frame, but like you said, sometime between those events, he had a heart attack or some type of heart problem.
Yeah. And I think it's during those times we find out that with that he's basically been working with Samuel Stearns, the leader, and we learn that this whole history, which actually brings into canon the comic book, Fury's 1 week from the first Avengers movies, when they give like a whole detail what happened the first week when Fury was putting together the Avengers, and it's the scene where they capture the leader in that comic book, and it shows them capturing him and putting him into a prison, and Thunderbolt Ross kind of using him, and they actually tied that back into the series. So we find out in the movie that Thunderbolt Ross had been pretty much using the leader throughout the whole comic book series. There's all these different times of having the leader build weapons for him and like teach him things and basically playing chess
with the world.
with the world. Yeah, and that's how basically how Thunderbolt Ross ended up becoming the president.
Because the leader he had a massive calculator in his brain, basically.
Yeah.
So he could see the odds, as he put it.
Yeah, possibilities.
Yeah, and so Ross used that of him to, like John said, to win the presidency.
Yeah, and I mean and then so from there, we also learned that the leader kind of created a way for Thunderbolt Ross to actually continue living, and that's where we learned that he's actually been poisoning him basically to create this new Hulk creature, and basically turn him against the American public, because Samuel Stearns was promised that if he gets Thunderbolt Ross to become president, then he'll let him go free, and of course can't let a criminal go free like that, and basically this is his revenge story. So this is the leader's revenge story to make sure that Thunderbolt Ross pays for this by turning him into a Hulk. The one thing he feared, or he kind of just, I don't know if he feared the Hulk, but
Well, I think
he wanted to control.
Yeah, I think his end goal, Stearns,
Yeah,
whatever, the leader, was to turn Ross into like the thing that he hates. It's like you hunted, you hate the Hulk, now you're going to be a Hulk.
yeah. And you know what? And the CGI was really great for the Hulk, Red Hulk.
Yeah, it actually was. The Because a small nitpick I have is like in the first fight scene of Sam, when he's in his costume and he got the wings out, those looked a little fake.
Yeah,
But the Hulk CGI was like almost like the early, like the Avengers, the first Avengers movie Hulk.
I think they actually use a lot of the same like CGI like animatics for it too, because their scenes are pretty much directly cut from with the Hulk. Like when he shoots off the White House,
Yeah, that's true.
and when he crashes the building, his arms going through the Washington
I
Monument.
didn't even think about that. You're
It's
right.
like almost identical scenes. I think the Hulk does pretty much the identical scenes in
Like that over
Avengers.
the shoulder turn.
Yeah. But I mean, the CGI was great. They actually did a lot compared to how some of the CGI is with Falcon and Captain America. They didn't actually complete the job there with CGI. And then but with the Hulk, I think it turned out really great, and I think he actually came out really good too.
I also appreciated this just little thing of how the Red Hulk was kind of emitting some heat, some fire.
Yes, his rage. Yeah,
Yeah. Because that was one of the comic book differences of the Green and Red Hulk, right?
Yes. Yeah, the Red Hulk could actually his anger made him hot, like burning hot. And I really did wish we were going to see Red She-Hulk, but we didn't. For you that know, Betty Ross becomes Red She-Hulk, so we didn't get that.
Shoehorn her into this movie too.
Yes, I want to see Red She-Hulk. I want to see Scar. I want to see. I was just surprised we didn't get a cameo from the Hulk.
Yeah, I thought I really wanted to see Mark Ruffalo in this movie. It's like you said, it's basically part Captain America, part Hulk sequel.
Yeah,
and they didn't have Mark Ruffalo. They didn't have She-Hulk in it at all.
no,
It's like the
his
only
son.
Hulk, yeah,
Scar.
yes. Like the one bad thing about that show.
Yeah.
She-Hulk's great, by the way. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
So, what were your final thoughts with the whole movie?
I would give the movie like
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the movie?
like around a low 7. It's not a 6 because I enjoyed it, and like I said before, the little scenes with Anthony Mackie with his when he has one-on-one with like different characters, those were very strong, almost powerful. The action scenes were very good. The CGI of the Red Hulk was very good. It's just the story of the movie, like as a whole, kind of dragged my score down personally.
Okay.
Like I said, it's like a lot of hills and valleys. And then this happened, and then this happened. Um, I felt like my money was spent well, and it entertained me. So yeah, I give it a 7.
One thing you guys have known, I've been adding now the Figgy Pop film chart. So I'm gonna do it right here. Let's see this nice cool chart. So my chart goes basically, was the movie was fun to not fun and not bad or bad to good. So on this chart, I'm actually kind of raking it in the kind of, it's in the middle ground right here where I'll be putting like it's good, not great. So it's not in the great area. And fun, you know what? The movie did drag a little bit, so it's going to be kind of right here in the middle. It just, I'll say about right here in the middle section of being good and bad and fun and not fun. Will I watch it again? Probably not anytime soon. Probably watch it again right before we see Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars, but I don't see myself rewatching this one again. But overall, my final thoughts would be, I really did enjoy the movie. It had a lot of good action scenes. The acting was a little clunky in some spots. Overall, it was what I expected from the movie. After hearing all the things about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, those were there. It's what I would consider an okay movie, not a great movie at all. Not one of the best. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 33 out of 35.
That's far too low. That's
actually,
far too low.
So 35 would be like they ranked all the Marvel movies. And I think it's ranked 33 out of all the Marvel movies that's come out. I don't think so. I'm thinking more like 25 to about 28 in that range compared to all of the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm ranking it right now with that. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it probably about a 6. There were some parts that were just kind of lagging, and I just kind of got bored a little bit of it. I mean, there are a lot to do like about the movie, but there were some some plot holes that were kind of hard to skip over. There were some issues with like the action sequences and stuff like that I was kind of like, eh. And I didn't feel like the stakes were as high as I thought they would be. So
Captain America having a knife in his chest and just walking it off.
he had an axe and a knife in his chest, and he was like, yeah, whatever. It's like, oh, yeah. So that's where I leave that on there. All right, guys. So any other thoughts you want to have on it?
No, again, it's a good movie. If you have the time, go see it. If you don't or can't afford it, just skip it and wait for Disney Plus or Blu-ray, DVD, whatever.
Yeah, I'd probably go to Disney Plus in about 2 months, so got plenty of time. All right, guys. So with that, without further ado, if you guys are enjoying videos like this, make sure you're hitting the like, the subscribe, the share button. It's gonna be right here below. But I also want to hear your thoughts. Remember, these are our opinions for this movie. This is what we thought about the movie. So if you guys like the movie, let me know in the comment section down below. If you hated the movie, let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, this is JD and Gabe, and this is the Figgy Pop Collector channel.
That concludes a Figgy Pop transmission.